I used to feel so devastated. At times I thought we never make it. But now
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Let's talk about Instagram and why I am breaking up with Instagram. This is a very interesting topic. I know it's going to invoke a lot of emotion in a lot of different people, but let's add some context to what was really going on. About 6 months ago, I decided, this is after being on Instagram for a while and doing the grind and hashtag life and yada, yada, yada. I decided that I wanted to increase my following. I wanted to get my work out there for more eyes to see. And my research led me to something that we call pods. Now, pods exist for the sole reason of outsmarting the algorithm. What is the algorithm, you may ask? About a year ago, Instagram changed the way the feed works. So beforehand, what would happen is you would see a chronological order of a chronological representation of the post on your feed, which means if you signed in at 10 o'clock at night and you just kept scrolling, you'll see every single post from that time till whenever, going back to however long. With the algorithm, that's not so much the case. So the algorithm sort of chooses what it thinks is dope based on the criteria that Instagram programmed into the algorithm. And it is entirely possible now to go through your feed and not see pictures of people you follow. And that is so annoying. I think it's so unfair. And this is why when the idea of pods came about, to me it was all fair game. Because if you're going to have this algorithm really depicting to people what they should and shouldn't like, what they should and shouldn't see, then you should entirely have people trying to find a way around that to get exposure. I'm not mad at that. So what is a pod? A pod is a group of people. It could be 15, 20, even more people in a chat, be it a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group or wherever, even an Instagram group. And the idea here is when someone posts an image, they take the URL and they copy and paste it into the pod, and everyone in the pod now goes and comments on, they like and comment on your image. And supposedly there's some very specific things here. You're supposed to have 4 words or more for that piece of engagement to be meaningful. Now, this, I think, is it's a lot of work, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much work it is until you actually get in a pod. And it is a working and living and breathing community. And not only, you don't get to just post your images and get a crap ton of likes and comments. You also need to play ball. You have to comment and like on other people's stuff. So that gets very lengthy, gets very difficult because everyone's got jobs, yada, yada, yada. But this engagement, when the idea behind it is when the algorithm sees all of this engagement, wow, so many people are liking this image, so many people are commenting on this image, the algorithm says, okay, you know what? Push this image to the top of the feed for people who follow this person. And thus you don't have to worry about not being seen. Now there's a second piece to this where supposedly if you can get maximum amount of engagement, like let's say 20 comments on an image within the first hour of it being posted or even the first 10 minutes, that image is supposed to have increased chances to get on the Explorer page. The Explorer page is where a lot of the growth for people happens on Instagram, because it's a page that shows, it's a tab in the app that shows people you don't follow, and everyone browses it. So it's pretty big exposure. It's pretty dope to get on the Explorer page. In today's world, there's no way to know that you've made it to the Explorer page other than a crap ton of likes coming in and followers. You'll know it when it happens. I myself has never been there, so I'm still waiting for my claim to fame. But yeah, I don't think that is true because Jerry made a keen observation a few times he's seen people on the Explorer page with less than 12 likes and very few followers. So even that in itself is shoddy. Now, another interesting part of a pod is the times you're supposed to post. Pods don't work if everyone isn't working as a community, and there are these things called wave times where everyone is expected to be there to contribute. And these wave times were 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. When I cross-reference these times with the stats of my Instagram account, Instagram tells you, or insights they call it, it tells you the best times that you can expect the most engagement on your images. None of these times coincide with these wave times. So I always thought that was a bit weird. So for about, I want to say, a solid month, I participated in the pod and I did see some growth. But to me, I always had the question at the back of my head, is the growth that I'm seeing only because I'm posting more, or is it really because of the pods helping? So I decided to do some experimenting and do some tests. How I went about that was I looked at my insights for the Instagram account, and it told me that the best time to post was anywhere from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. So I decided, okay, I'm going to post an image around 12 p.m. and I'm going to post an image around 8 a.m. in the morning, which isn't a time that's recommended by Instagram, and it isn't a time that's recommended by the pod. So to me, I had a good mix of what to really expect and what could see my results would be. And of course, I had tons of content. So this led to me posting 5 or 6 times a day, which not a lot of people can do, and I understand that. But I think it was totally worth it for me to really get a clear picture of what was going on. The image that, again, just to go through it, I would post at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and then 12 a.m. Now, of those images, and I did this for about 2 weeks straight, consistently, the most liked image was always the 8 a.m. image, which again had nothing to do with the recommendations from Instagram or the pod. The second most liked image would be the 12 a.m. image, late at night, a little bit before I went to bed. And that was Instagram's recommendation, not so much the pod. So this I thought was super interesting because on the 8 a.m., my number 1 image, and the 12 a.m., my number 2 image, I had almost no support from the pod, meaning no one was jumping to like in bulk. There wasn't 20 people jumping to comment on my image at these times. In fact, I'd only have like 3 or 4 comments, which is 16 to 17 less comments than the images that I posted in the pod. And that was baffling to me. It was like, wait, I was told that comments and likes was viewed as increased engagement, which then made your image more valuable. This wasn't the case. This was not the case. And that was so disheartening for me to see. It was like, well, what was all the work for? Because being in pods is work. You got to comment on everyone's pictures. And even if you don't like people's pictures, because let's face it, you're not going to like every image that I post on my Instagram. Some of them are just going to be, what I call soulful to me. It was a dope shot because the reason I took it and where and how and why. But it may not have touched you and you may not like it. So you kept scrolling. In a pod, you don't have that liberty. You need to contribute. We're not here to critique each other's images. We're here to help each other grow. And the pod is how you grow, supposedly. So it was a lot of work to like a lot of stuff and hand out a lot of comments about things I didn't think were really that great. And it just felt filthy. It just really did feel filthy. And then on top of the research that I've done, it just wasn't worth it. So not only am I saying that the pods aren't worth it for me personally, I don't know if you guys who are out there in pods are finding that this thing's working out for you. Maybe my account's just broken. I'm also questioning Instagram's best time to post their stats. that shit is suspect as well. So this brought me to the question I had to ask myself: was it worth it? Was it worth it? To me, it definitely wasn't worth it, especially when I could just post in the morning once and then post late at night. And I would see the same amount of likes and and neither of them got me to the Explorer page, so it definitely wasn't worth it to me. And it started to transform me into this person who was not a photographer. It started to transform me into this person that was seeking attention. And that's not what I wanted when I wanted to increase my engagement and my following. I felt after being in the pod, I felt like I had to go out shooting to get 3 images to post at 12, 3, and 8 so that everyone can comment on it and I can get engagement and get to the top of people's feeds. I didn't like that feeling. If I don't feel like posting today, I'm not posting today. If I feel like posting once today, I'm posting once today. Being a part of the pod started to make it feel like a job with no reward, and I didn't like that at all. And then it kind of brought me back to the original concept behind it. What was my point? Why did I want to be on Instagram? Why did I even want to increase my following on Instagram? What was my goal? Did I want to be Insta famous? Not really. I don't care about that. Do I want to be an influencer? Not really. I'm already an influencer on YouTube. I'm an influencer in real life to a lot of people I know. Like that's not really it. So I couldn't come up with a valued reason why I should be on Instagram and grinding the good old Instagram grind. It was just like, man, fuck this. Like I'm done. I still do like browsing Instagram. I still do like posting an image here and there, and I think that's fine. But it's not something that I'm gonna take wholeheartedly serious anymore. My photography, I will take seriously, not Instagram. And truth be told, if you look at something like Facebook, the engagement that I get on Facebook is tenfold times better than the engagement I get on Instagram. And the more I post on Facebook, the more engagement I get. And it's crazy. And in Facebook, I could sort of set up a store on there to sell my prints. Shameless plug, I'm selling prints. Holla at your boy. Let me get one of my, get my pictures in your house, You get that Ramon Trotman hanging out behind the couch. Holla at me, man. Holla at me. So, yeah, it's a sad thing to say I'm breaking up with Instagram. I'm still using the app. I'm still on there. I still browse because I think there's some very talented people on Instagram. I see some very dope things, but I'm not running that rat race to get followers, man. If you find me, you find me. If you like my art, you like my art. That's where I'm at. So I want to know what you guys think. I wish Jerry was here. He could really jump in and add a lot more because he has a very similar experience, but coming from a different angle. But I want to know what you guys out there, are you running into this issue with Instagram? Are you finding that it is a lot of grinding for very low reward? Hit the comments below. Let me know. Let's get the conversation started. My name is Ramon. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Hit the like button if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you get a chance, dig down in the description. There's a link to all of our other channels where we do technology. We do gentlemen's accessories, sneakers, all that stuff there. I'm out of here. Peace. If I had to describe Lifestyles Defined, I would say it is a dream come true to have a platform where we can talk about the things that we love and we can share with people who also love the things we love the way we love, and just have conversations that matter and go back and forth and grow as a community. It's been a pleasure. It's been a dream, and I just want to thank everyone that's involved for rocking out with us.